Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to kliqthistv.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
Following podcast contains mature language and adult discussions.
Kev, do you think that everybody in the wrestling business, you know how something becomes a thing that permeates the entire business, like gorilla position, right? Everyone says gorilla. He was working in New York, but like every federation everywhere began to say the gorilla position, right? Do you think the Sheik impression has become like Baba has become a modern day equivalent of that? I haven't been in a locker room.
I mean, so to me, Jabroni is now a fucking, that's just a common term.
And can we attribute that to Sheiky?
Nobody.
So when Dwayne was doing it, he was referencing Sheiky.
Oh, that was, he didn't come up with that shit.
No, I know. It was after, but.
Oh, of course he was. Because anybody that spends time in an underneath position in our business, there's always the gods. And the gods don't have, like, that's the thing that kills me. Oh, man, you had 5 moves. Oh, Baba, I don't need more than 5 moves. I'm the Sheik. Like, you know, I'll take the Sheik over fucking being Luthez. Ain't nobody doing a Luthez impression fucking after he's passed.
Right.
You know, if there's one person out there that knows his voice that's not related to him.
Outside of Corny with the Thez tattoo on his left butt cheek, I think the fandom, and I don't know what you'd call that when something starts to like, it takes on a life of its own, like gorilla position. So the Baba is probably Jabroni. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Jabroni.
Yeah, so Sheiky's well.
Baba? Oh, Baba.
So you know what? You want to blow people's minds when people say, Kev, what's your Mount Rushmore of wrestling? Say Gorilla Monsoon, Iron Sheik. Pull a couple more that we still reference. Maybe Buck Zumhoff. A few that have done something that outlasts their tenure in this business.
Right.
Blow their minds with that.
Then that's where the Andre gets the nod. Because those Andre stickers are all around the world.
Oh, the Obey.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Who was the artist? Steve, can you find the artist that took his image and did the Obey and started spray painting it? Started spray painting on like poles and stuff. And
he actually, man, I didn't realize when I was in the service, but I think I fell asleep with wood, didn't have underwear on. He came in there and spray painted my pole.
I've got
an Obey. I've got an Obey on the side, which came in handy later on in life.
Shepherd Ferry.
Meet a girl, and she's like, "What do you want me to do?" And I just had to point down, just obey.
Where's he from? All right, I want to give him some credit. Oh, was that his too? The Obama.
Look, he looks like the fucking Brooklyn Brawler there.
And he's damaged. There it is. All right, so good. We can give a shout out.
Shizad is up.
Ferry. Hey, Kev, I saw you were with Adam.
Yes,
Adam Rodriguez, the actor. Which you collaborated in. Is it the only thing you did together, the Magic Mike?
Yeah, We did the all 3 Magic Mikes together.
Of course,
just cameo in the last one, but just funny story how we met. So we went to, most of the guys lived in L.A. I think I might have been the only of the dance guys that didn't live in the L.A. area. I don't know if Matt Balmer lived in New York or not, if Matty lived in New York, but so, there was this dance studio that was down in, I think we were in Hollywood or someplace. And it was like the first day we went down there and we kind of went through some dance moves. Second day we went down there, we learned some more of it. And now it was time to choreograph. And the first one we were going to learn was the one where McConaughey's got the fucking red, white, and blue top hat on.
Mm-hmm.
So our choreographer, we had Allison and Teresa were our choreographers, and really fucking talented. And Allison has done like everyone from Madonna to fucking Jennifer Lopez to you name it. And it was just like, okay, guys, get in your underwear. And you're like, huh? Like, what? And everybody got in their underwear and we danced we danced Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in our underwear. And then we were on set the next Monday. And so there's a craft service. Anytime you're on a fucking movie that's worth that's worth anything, it's got a great craft service. And they had a guy over at the craft service that had like his own little fucking coffee machine and like making espressos. And I've always been the Americana Grande, fucking just give me my coffee. I would just say give me a large cup of coffee. That's what I always say. So I look over and Adam walks over and he's gonna make his own, and this guy has like a fucking shit fit that Adam's gonna fucking touch his hardware and make his own fucking coffee. So Adam's like, and Adam's from the Bronx. It's like, whoa, motherfucker, like, and so now it's getting heated. Wow. And Adam's not backing down. This guy's kind of bowing up. He's a bigger guy too, man. He's not some small fucker. Adam's not a small fucker. Adam's probably 6'1" or 2, maybe 6'1", like 210. He's not a small fucking guy, and but he's on my team now because we've already danced in our underwear side by side. So I started working my way fucking across towards him. I'm like fucking like motherfucker, go ahead, motherfucker. And finally, it just kind of it dissolves, but not because Adam backed down, because the guy realized, like, I'm talking to fucking one of the actors, and I'm fucking up. And he backed off, and Adam looked over at me, and this is the first time we've really spoken to each other. I looked at him, I said, would have handled it the same fucking way. And immediately it was just like, bam. And we had lunch together that day, and it was down these stairs in a parking lot, and we went in the far corner. There was a table, and we sat, and we just kind of broke bread for the first time. And then like 2 days later,
That's
he was
romantic.
working. Was that?
It's romantic.
Yeah.
In a way. Did he obey? Yeah. Did you make him obey?
No, I didn't have to. He just but we did get the guy fired. The coffee guy was gone by day 3. Fuck you. But that by the third day, he's waiting. He gets a phone call, and he looks at me and goes, "Ah, fuck." And he had like a 12-year-old Camry. He's so much like me that it's like it's just amazing how much we're alike. I said, I don't remember being in the womb with another person, but it had to be you. And so he's like, he's kind of bummed, man. But when they were shooting, they were wrapping CSI Miami for the season, and like they had to there wasn't a room where they were to to have the cars there, so they were like ferrying the cars back and forth with drivers. And the guy that was driving his Camry fucking smashed it and totaled it. So now this fucking 12-year-old car, and he's got, and he's as tight as I am with cash too. Like he ain't blowing fucking money. Like he's one of those guys, man. Like I think both of his cars have 10 miles. I mean 10 years.
10 miles.
10 miles. Yeah. No, both of his cars have. He had a Tesla, like that Model S90 or whatever it is. He had one of those. It was the first guy I knew that had it. First guy I took a drive with in one. And he's had it for like, I think, he said maybe he's had it 8 years. But he was so fucking pissed. And then, like, because he was making fucking bank on CSI, it's like, what? I'm not going to buy a Camry. So he ends up buying like an M5 Beamer, and he hated it because it was forced on him and it was fucking coined. And it was just like, so we had like a really great, first run, but the second run, like, we were so giddy when I was like driving up from, because we shot it in Savannah, and he was so giddy. We both were. We were just giddy as fuck. As I was going to come grab him because he had just gotten in, and we were going to shoot to Whole Foods and like start prepping for, getting ready for the movie and everything.
This is for Magic Mike 2 for the sequel.
XXL. We still, and the funny thing is, at the time, it was that team, the Savanah Bananas, whatever it is. It's a minor league team. Turned out to be this crazy, where they do like the Macarena and all this shit. If anybody looks it up, I think it's called the Savanah Bananas. It's a minor league team, and they do all this. It's crazy shit that they do, and it's almost like the Globetrotters in minor league baseball. They just do shit. They have skits, dance-offs between the players on each team with oil, and we always said that we were going to buy that team while we were down there. But like we were all staying at the Ondas, which is a very high-end Hyatt, and but his wife and his newborn was coming down, so he rented a house down there. And it was great because like she was still, I mean, gosh, I think maybe Frankie might have been 5-6 months old. She was just crawling. And so we've been together I've watched this family grow up. And when I went out and shot dog, I spent time, I was supposed to be in complete quarantine, but I said, fuck that, I'm going to my buddy's house. I had dinner with Adam and we hung out, but anytime I go out to LA, we get to see each other. So,
what brought him to Florida?
One of his friends down in Stewart was having a party. I don't know if it was a birthday party or what it was. We didn't really go into it, but he said he called me last week. He says, "Listen, I'm thinking about making a move to go down to this party." He says, "But the only way I'm going to go down there if you're going to be down there." I said, "Man," I said, "I come back Saturday night late from Columbia." I said, "I'll be there when you come through early Wednesday." So he came Wednesday. I believe that he's the second person to stay in my house that isn't family. The first one being Jeremy Borash.
I would have guessed Scott, but I remember you telling me that never happened.
No,
right?
Scott never wanted to intrude in my family life.
That's nice.
He was just like, "No, man, I'm too much of a fucking, I'm too much. I don't sleep. I'm up all the time. I'll wake everybody up." And I was just like, "Well, go stay down at the condo." He's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." So.
Wow. He wouldn't even stay in your condo alone.
No.
But I get it, man. He doesn't want any kind of imposition.
Everybody's like that. I'd sleep in my car before I fucking couch surfed.
Yeah. By the way, the Savanah Bananas.
Yeah, Savannah Bananas.
2023. They did a world tour. 2023 world tour, and projected revenue $10 million in ticket sales.
Unbelievable.
Savanah Bananas.
And and he and I saw that in whenever it was 15 when we were down there shooting Magic Mike XXL.
Could own that goddamn team.
Fuck. We were gonna do a fucking our own Savanah Banana fucking IPA, and fucking have the brewery right there where you could while you were there you could go in and get a little tour.
Nice.
We had it all set up, man.
All right, shout out to the Savanah Bananas if you're listening.
Yes, Roger. No doubt.
Well, Kev, the Super Bowl is set. What are your thoughts? Where's your money going, first of all?
It's 1.5. I think the over-under is 49.5. Oh, it's the Super Bowl, and I don't want to sound like fucking Aiken or fucking Brady, but it just hurts to me. Just doesn't have that football IQ that Mahomes has. And I think that the league wants to have somebody win 3 in a row. So if the league wants to have 3 in a row...
Oh, you're such a worker. What are you going to say now? Go ahead. The league wants it, so what's going to happen?
The same thing that's happened all year. The fucking 5 motherfuckers in the striped shirts are going to fucking make the 2 calls that change the fucking game. Just like Josh wasn't fucking over. Yeah, he was. It was a first down. Eat a dick. Like, fuck, man. Come on.
1.5.
Yeah,
still?
1.5. Is it still a 1.5?
It's very small.
God, I can't see. I can't see there being any movement. Now that's what I think. In my dreams, like when I'm just sitting like naked, bent back on a fucking yoga pad, double hand, fucking just jacking my dick and screaming.
Obeying.
Barkley runs for 350 yards, and fucking the Eagles kill him.
And you don't even need Hurts, right?
No. It might hurt. It'll hurt, but
1.5 is basically a pick'em, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
What about the over/under? 49.
Shit, man. I gotta say over.
See, I started to, you see what started to happen in the playoffs. I feel like every time I started to feel good about the over, you had 2 teams out there. It became a defensive war, and it was the under.
Yeah,
I'm hesitant to go over.
I just say they both have that really quick strike capability to score points.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be 7 minutes into the game, and there could be 21 points on the board.
Mm-hmm.
But then that Philadelphia defense is so fucking good. Like that big fucking monster that wrapped up the fucking kid from LSU and fucking looked like Sasquatch. I think he was number 90. I can't remember his name, but I was just like, he came through, man, on a bum rush and fucking just God, looked like the thing just slammed. I'm thinking like, man, but Mahomes is fucking tough, man. Mahomes is taking a lot of fucking shots.
Yeah, it's tough to bet against him. So Super Bowl matchups for the last 10 years. What am I looking at here, Steve? There they are. Is this evidence?
The Patriots could have done a three-peat and the Eagles stopped it. If you're looking for the scripting.
Yeah.
Oh, the work of it all here?
Was that after the fucking owner got caught at the jack shop? Was it punishment?
Kraft?
Yeah, Kraft got fucking happy ending.
Well, we'll see what
Not
happens.
that there's anything wrong with that.
We have 2 weeks till that, right? I hate when they started doing that.
It's not. Well, I think that's great because like this week, tomorrow for me, because it is Friday.
It's Monday.
Tomorrow, it's Monday, but it's Friday. Tomorrow for me is, it's great because, man, it's just, the Rumble is just sitting there all alone just to be enjoyed.
That is true.
You know, I got the Motor City Machine Guns that are best 2 out of 3, which I can't wait to fucking watch. I'm really looking forward to Cody and KO in the ladder match. And it'll be too late when this comes out, but Cody, please fucking be smart and don't get hurt. I know he wants to go out there and fucking prove to the world that he's the greatest. I'm going to text him when I get off the show tonight and tell him, you're the greatest. I promise you, don't get hurt. And then I think I'm going to go with CM Punk as my choice in the men's Rumble. And I think, how does Jax not win the women's Rumble?
Well, it's like the Andre thing, right? You know, it becomes a foregone conclusion. But wait, don't go off the men's yet. Don't you think with I mean, this is the Cena year, right?
Right.
You're not going to have him made.
It's too soon, because if you give it to him, then it's like he's gonna, because the whole thing is he's tied with Flair with 16 world championships.
Right.
So the to me, he'll be the if it was me booking, he would win on his last opportunity possible to break the record of 17, and he would leave on a win just the same way he left and never turned heel. That's just how I would do it. Because everybody knows, if we even go back to the last story with Kraft, fucking there's nothing like a happy ending.
It's so polluted my mind. Anytime I see Bob Kraft now, all I think about is him laying in a towel and getting tugged.
Wonder if it was from behind, like that fucking I remember one time I went to one of those, and so to smarten up your boys, like if you like, there's a lot, like every once in a while, man, it's hard to get them a fucking get some deep tissue work, and you'll hear about, you know, so and so at this place actually fucking gives a good massage. So you're like, all right. So when you go in there, and they say, you know, oh, I'll be right back, you know, and you come back and you're laying face down and you got your underwear on, they ain't touching the jewels, because they're figuring that you're leaving your underwear on to cover your badge. So they won't fuck with you. I promise you. You can go into one of those places. Now, if you walk in and you don't even have the towel covered, you got your ass crack up in the air, if you don't think they're going to fucking tug you, you're full of shit.
They're going to obey.
Yeah, they will obey. So, and that's your call beforehand. So don't go in there going, oh, really? That's what they do? Oh, come on. What the fuck? No, that's not what they do. And then on top of all that, when it comes down to it, if you let them tug you, you're fucking absolutely 100% fucking instigating the continuation of sex trafficking. And you have to fucking you got to man up on that. You got to man up and know that if you're getting fucking tugged, you're creating that industry, you're creating that need, you're creating that fucking whole fucking system, and that's just that.
Okay, I mean, wow, that was it's almost a public service announcement. This is a PSA like you never have done when you were champ as Diesel.
I'm just telling you, man.
Or maybe you did.
The stem cells got me crazy.
They delivered a good show last week, though.
Oh, fuck. I told Tamara the other day, she says, what's up, man? I said, it's like I don't have control. Well, you don't have control of your synapse. I said, but it's like all of a sudden, man, I'm just sitting down watching TV and I realize, no, I'm not fucking just sitting watching TV. I'm playing the clarinet and I'm playing some jazz. Like, what the fuck?
You're
like,
riffing.
Yeah, it's just, man, it's crazy. Even Adam said to me, he goes, Matt, he goes, yeah. I said, dude, I said, am I more animated? Am I more talkative? Am I more, am I more cognitive? And he goes, God damn, yes. I'm like, all right, man. just.
Well, so I mean, it could be the stem cells, of course. You just have the
There's nothing else.
Well, beef tallow, of course.
But
I just
I've
want to
been-
say
but I've
it
been-
more so that
yeah,
we get more YouTube.
But the beef tallow. I mean, I've been addicted to that love for over 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just got a new company, and I won't go into it because I'm not giving anybody any love out there from a brand name until they give us some love with a little green, through green, and but I just got one that's got tallow like face wash,
Mm-hmm.
beef tallow fucking moisturizer like we use, and the beef tallow night serum.
See, this is good. And, I'll forfeit my man card for asking this question. I was thinking because they do often talk about, and I did say to my wife I said, you're supposed to put something on your face before you go to sleep. She says, yeah, you should. She goes, I don't always do that. But so then it becomes, what do you do? You don't want anything that's too, I don't want to say abrasive, but you're gonna be sleeping, you're gonna be rolling around on the pillow and stuff, right? So you don't want anything that's gonna clog your pores or. So
Yeah.
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just saying that like Adam uses the beef tallow, and he said it was great down here because there's humidity, so it kind of stays tacky on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Where in California, where it's dry, he sometimes has to apply it like a second time during the day.
Mm.
And I told him, I said, I just got this new product. I said, when you go to bed at night, you almost don't want to wash your face because you feel like you have to put that little, like that small, at least around your eyes, where your deeper lines are. I said, I just got this new product, so now when I get done, before I go to bed, I'll wash my face with the tallow cleanser, and then I'll just use the night serum. So
I do a full application or just?
I don't know because I haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay.
But Tamara brought it up and said it. It came like 2 days ago, and she set it on the counter upstairs. There's like a shelf that's between the sinks and the jetted tub. So it's sitting on that.
Getting ready for you tonight.
Yeah, the box, the presentation on these boxes it looks like,
Aren't you a mark for packaging?
I think everyone is.
I appreciate packaging. I don't mind when people say, you're paying for that when you pay that kind of money. That's fine. Make me feel a certain way when I open my present.
You know what, man? I think everybody out there fucking, unless you're a billionaire, is worked for their fucking money. And I'm not saying the billionaires haven't, but like they probably haven't. But I think like the common man, just men in general, because it's 96% of our fucking viewing audience.
We know that. Huh?
Yeah, we do know that. And you know what though, the ladies, man, like there's a reason.
Listen, that 4%, they go hard.
Well, but there's a reason why a woman lights up when she sees that blue Tiffany box. Like, it's just like you look at Louis Vuitton and that the bag that the bag comes in.
Right.
That never gets tossed. When they fucking rotate bags, that other bag goes back inside that brown bag and it sits on the shelf. And
I always keep the bags for nice brands. I have a nice men's computer bag from one of those type brands, and so it comes with the big soft bag to put it in. And I always I'm like, God, this is great. Even shoes. I got a nice pair of shoes for Christmas from my wife, one of my gifts, and each shoe was individually drawstring bagged.
See, and you'll do that, but see, like women will keep the box.
The box. I can't do the fucking
I
box.
can't do that, man. You can silverfish all around your house.
Yeah. all the truckers that listen to us on the morning, out on the roads there, they're loving this episode. Guys, remember beef tallow, and then we have a little serum now.
And the thing is, on top of it,
serum,
because you're
climb
going
in
to
the back of the bed.
You're going to keep the beef tallow with you at all times. If you just decide, man, that you need to fucking yank one, just for prostate health. I'm not talking about, man, that shit.
I bet
it's nice.
Is it water soluble? Like, will you be able to wash it off your hog?
Yeah, you can, but there's no reason to. I left it on.
Oh, a coating.
I left it
nice.
on. Yeah, and I actually I was told not to because it does such a fine job with the fine lines that if you leave it on too long, there's a chance you could close your urethra. So you got to fucking keep an eye on that kind of shit.
And it's not fun when the Doberman goes after your crotch at the airport either. Because you
not at all.
Your beef smells like a steak.
I got that coming at him with that grass-fed hog.
Exactly. We're talking about the Rumble, so I wanted to. One of the websites that I was looking at, the wrestling websites, to get some information, was printing the odds, the betting odds, and the Nevada. You can't get action for wrestling in the Nevada sports books. But the overseas ones. You can. Everything's accessible on the phone now, so who the hell cares where it is, right? So you can get the betting action on some of these overseas sites. Kevin, how on God's creation on this planet can you wager on something that is not an actual contest? Now, they do the Oscar. I know there's like Oscars and stuff, but that stuff is locked. It's done by an accounting firm, and it's locked away. There's no way for anyone in creative to go,
No,
it's not going to be your night tonight, punk.
I think what happens is, and I think they try to count on that there's so much long-term planning involved. For them to switch up, you're getting $500 million a year from Netflix. Are you really going to fucking change your whole plans to get another 13 mil on a Rumble fucking pull? Nah.
But is the temptation not there? I'm going to be very skeptical when I read a press release from WWE that Paul has named Luigi Scafidi as the new head booker. There's going to be a lot of changes the morning of, or before you go out to the.
What was the character's name that De Niro played in Casino?
Well, the character they call in the film they called him Ace Rothstein, but the actual character who's featured fairly prominently for one significant chapter in the forthcoming book Monkey Morales, coming to your bookstore September 9th. The character that he was based on, there it is, pre-order, now available on all your major websites. The actual guy that De Niro was playing was Lefty Rosenthal.
Yeah.
Who Monkey did some freelance bombing for in 1967. Yes,
not including his car.
Not his car, but a police officer's car was bombed. But yes, he played the fictional name was Ace Rothstein. If I recall.
It's kind of like doing time in the joint, If you don't fuck around, if you don't move drugs or gambling or you can do your time kind of a little. But once you fucking once you get involved in the game inside, so I've heard, then you've got to like it becomes a situation of okay, you're in the game, and now you need protection, and now you need to go to work, and you need to shank and.
Yeah, they bring their outside world inside as opposed to allowing the inside to anyway change them. They should look at it as a little respite, a little vacation from the madness. I think, right?
Buddy of mine, Mel Clancy, that's a friend of Hulk's. He was with the Hells Angels. He was a sergeant at arms. Great guy. He found Christ when he was in prison. And
how was he doing there?
He was Hell's Angels.
No, Christ. You said he
Oh.
found Christ in prison.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. And I mean, and he's not one of these guys that found Christ to get by the parole fucking board. This man found Christ and is a Christian. He's such a one of my favorite people on the planet. I need to go down and see him, but we talked during the last storms a lot, and I was going to ride him out, and I needed that boost of somebody, man, that's got that in with the powers to be.
For
like,
what?
Hey, brother, throw a little prayer down fucking Wilbur by the Seaway. But but Hulk got crushed in the first one.
Yeah. I don't know if Mel's aware, but BILT, Kevin, BILT. If he's a renter, he's going to want to get in on this action. If he hasn't heard,
I just wanted
before.
can I cut in before you start this?
Of
please?
course.
I had a lot of people really jump to me about this.
About
BILT.
Oh, okay.
They were just like, wow, why hasn't this happened before? Especially when nobody can afford a house and everybody's renting. How did BILT not come to fruition?
Nobody
earlier?
thinks of this beforehand. I know
Right.
that's true. You look at
And when you ran the ad, I was just like, of course, one more thing I missed. But
right.
go ahead.
You
I
missed
think that
getting
I
it
just
before you purchased your home.
Yeah, I just really think this is I think this is a great opportunity.
It is
product.
such a great opportunity. So Mel and everybody else are going to thank us for telling them that earning points on rent is now a reality when you pay your rent through BILT. You don't even have to check with your landlord, okay, to start earning points. You can use toward flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, and even your next rent payment. Let me break it down for you, okay? If you're a renter, start taking advantage of this, okay? Here's the thing. You earn points on groceries, travel, practically everything else that you buy. There's no cost to join BILT. And as a member, when I say BILT, it's B-I-L-T if you're listening, okay? There's no cost to join. And as a member, you earn valuable points on rent and all of your everyday spending. It's that simple. You're already paying rent, for God's sakes. Get something for it. BILT points can be transferred to your favorite hotels, airlines, even the ones you haven't heard of. Over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties around the world you can redeem your BILT points toward. Okay, BILT can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment or unique experiences that only BILT members can access. If you're not earning points on rent and you're a renter, my question is, what the hell is wrong with you? So start earning points on the rent you're already paying. Go to joinbilt.com/click. joinbilt.com/click. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent ya. Joinbilt.com/KLIQ. Click. Start earning points on your rent payments today. It is pretty revolutionary, Kevin. And God, who the hell that's renting wouldn't do this?
And this is, of course, completely off topic, but Adam was visiting, and he's got a friend of his that well, he's a married guy. He's been married for 27 years to the same lady. So, and I don't know how they got around to this topic or how they discussed this, but so like it just got to a point where no matter what he did, he couldn't get her off. He couldn't get his wife off. This guy. And so it's just, it's like he's trying everything, every position is, he's trying everything. And finally, like the wife looks at him and she says, "Listen, I talked to a couple of my girlfriends. There's a lady that's a sex therapist, and maybe we should go see her." So he's like, oh, fuck. I don't know if you've ever had that conversation with your wife when shit starts to go bad, even if it's just, relationship-wise, not sexually. And they want to, maybe we should go see someone. Yeah. Let's go see a woman that's divorced that hates men and see how much fucking love I get.
What's she gonna tell the couple that's been married 27 years?
Yeah, but he's like, at this point, man, he's at his wit's end, and he feels so just fucking what's the word?
Emasculated.
Emasculated.
Yeah.
I was gonna say D, but I guess it would have worked. So they go, and they're like kind of like in the Miami area, this couple. So she says, this is going to sound crazy, but you need to get out because like most people fall into that rut. And she says, you need to get out of the rut and you need to try something new. She goes, why don't you guys just go to a nightclub or a bar, pick up a really attractive younger man and have him watch while you make love. And he's like, get the fuck, no, are you fucking kidding me? Because she goes, no, he's not going to do anything. He's just going to watch. So finally, the wife convinces him that this is maybe the is going to work. So they go to a bar, find a guy. He's easily probably 15 to 20 years younger than the husband, and they're not going to go back to their home, so they get a hotel, and they go through the process, and he's number one, he has a hard time getting an erection because he's got a crowd for the first time in his life. Second time, by the time he does get an erection, he probably took a Blue Chew. I would have taken a Blue Chew. He
Sitting here with Buddy Hackett tonight. Go ahead.
No, he's like, fuck, man, no good. Like, she doesn't come. So they go back. She says, listen, she goes, this is an Arabic technique. And you take a towel and you take it in the sink and you get the water as hot as you can, and then you wring it out. And while you're making love to your wife, have the young man take this towel and drape it down her back. Slowly, rhythmically, just take this towel and drape it down her back. So he's behind his wife. The guy's hitting draping the towel on her back. 15, 20 minutes, nothing. So he's like, hey, fuck this. He tells the guy, you can leave. He takes the towel, throws it off the fucking wall. And so they go back and she goes, okay, there's only one thing left to do. You're going to have to fucking do the towel, and he's going to make love to your wife. And just see if it's just, she just needs something new. So they go back. It's 2 weeks later. They go into the hotel room. Fucking, he's over there. He's got the hot water going. He's got the fucking towel in the sink, and he's thinking, like, what the fuck am I doing? I've never had any, like, I just don't want anybody to touch my wife, but she's so frustrated. At this point, they're talking about fucking calling it quits. So he says, fuck it. So the guy gets over there and he gets behind his wife and he inserts his penis in her vagina, and he's going to town. And all of a sudden, he just says, fuck it, man. He just starts with the towel. Nice and slow, nice and slow. All of a sudden, man, his wife has this fucking raging orgasm. One after another, just bam, bam, bam. The dude fucking finally, he stops. The husband looks over at the fucking dude, man, right in his fucking eyes. He goes, "Motherfucker, that's how you do the towel." So
I forgot about that one. Thank you for reminding me. It's been a few years since I told it. But did Adam tell you the joke this week, or
No,
was
he told
just
it to. He told it to me when we did Magic Mike, and then when his wife came, when
because
Gracie,
someone was doing the towel.
when Gracie came in, she said something to me, and I said, "No, that's how you do the towel." And she says, "Oh God, you know the towel." Like, fuck, Adam, is there anybody you don't give the towel joke to? So last night, it was me, Tamara, and then Adam was on the other end of the couch. And I said, he said something, and he goes, "Yeah, that's how you do the towel." I said, "Oh, and he and I both broke out in childish laughter."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "You got to tell the joke." I said, "Because I won't remember it. And if I can fucking tell it good enough, I'll do it on the show tomorrow night." So he did the thing. We laughed like fucking idiots, and then I carried my word and brought the towel to Kliq This. So
You got to get a grade from him about your
yeah,
performance.
he always listens because and it made me feel so good because he says, I love to listen to every show. He goes, "It's a chance every week to at least spend 2 hours with you."
See that?
I was just like, man, that's so fucking sweet.
Listen, if it doesn't work out with Tamara, I think there might be something here.
Adam?
I think there might be something here.
I told him I changed my name to Eve, but he said, "No, that you can't do that." And I said, "Well, maybe I'll get it changed." He goes, "You won't get a passport."
Exactly.
So
You're getting good at this. 135 episodes in, you got the segues. You're dropping did the Buddy Hackett 2-hour joke there.
I'm telling you, you just got to send me down for $40,000 worth of stem cells every couple of years, and I'm fucking gold.
Done. Brad Peterson thought that last week's episode was good, too. He wrote in and said, that was a good one. Glad to see Kevin in good spirits. Clearly sensing that your pain was diminished a little. And he used a meme from you doing commentary on, I guess, TNA? Where was it? Yeah. Rob Joswiak. I'm wondering if he's a politician. Just because of the picture, he's got the flag. Anyway, Steve, you can look him up. He said, you've had some insightful, funny, and wise political commentary of late. Have you given any thought to getting into politics or running for office? Thank you.
Running, I thought about running, but it was actually away from office.
Right.
Yeah.
On the beach.
Yeah. I have no desire whatsoever.
No, that's work every day. People would be bothering you for answers and policy. You don't want to do that.
No. You know what? And I haven't even been really watching. I watched RFK Jr. I watched his
confirmation hearing.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the tannest white man on earth?
You know, he was late for an open call for the George Hamilton story.
Jesus,
that he
man.
missed because of the hearings. But yeah, he's given George Hamilton a run.
He kind of kicked fucking Bernie Sanders in the cock.
I saw clips. I saw.
Oh, he basically said, "Fucking man," he named how much money fucking Bernie Sanders took from Big Pharma. It was like $3 million or some shit. And Bernie Sanders started it saying how he had taken money from Big Pharma. And
was it Bernie that did the children's onesies display that had funny anti-vax messages on it? Was that Bernie or somebody else?
I was watching it and talking to Adam, so we weren't immersed in it like I normally am.
Yeah, it was Bernie,
which is kind of the way you need to be.
Right.
So was Patel today?
I did not watch any coverage.
I heard
today.
he basically did the Kavanaugh when Kavanaugh was being ran through the fucking gauntlet for Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fucking Patel was just like, no, I never said I was going to have a hit list. No, I never said the first day I'd make the FBI fucking building a fucking museum. No, I didn't. And everybody's just like, oh, okay, you didn't. And I'm sitting there watching this going, you know what, man? There was a pinball game at this bar when I was in college. I forget maybe it was called Lucky in Love or some bullshit. But it was in the background, it was a NASCAR. Like it was a NASCAR pinball machine. And I remembered, like, when you hit this one thing that just gave you, like, that built up points, it would flash to the winner, takes the spoils. And it used to fucking just irk the fuck out of me because I was shitty at it. So it was always the guy I was playing against that was getting the spoils. And, but I was getting him with the towel, so it didn't really matter. But, in this fucking, like, the way things are right now, it's like we lost and they get to put in whoever they want because we don't have control of the House. We don't have control of the Senate. Like, what are you going to do? Like, anybody that, like, goes up in arms about this is just like, okay, do you remember Tillerson, the guy that was the first Secretary of State under Trump? That was the CEO from Chevron. He was like the most powerful man in the oil industry. Mm-hmm. And he lasted like 4 months. He said Trump was a fucking idiot and he was gone. So I look at all this and I'm like, you and I are trying to count cards and there's, 23 decks in the boot. Like, no, man, like, just let this play out. Let all this shit, whatever happens, happens. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, which is actually Monday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So, but by Tuesday, the tariffs will probably have already been pulled.
That's kind of how it's working now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll make an announcement and then just pull it.
We'll
shock value and then
we'll make and what happens is when you watch the news, there's something coming at you 24/7. So it's like, yeah, we've got ICE making raids and they're only going in and they're only getting people that are wanted. And then the dude comes in. Do you see the thing with Dana, whatever her name is, on CNN with the fucking head of? They go off. It goes off.
Dana
man.
Bash.
Yeah, look that up with people out there. Look that up on CNN with the guy that looks like the next door neighbor on. I Love Lucy. Fred
Mertz?
Yeah, it looks like Fred. When Fred Mertz fucking and Dana have an exchange. But, and then I saw this, an actual statistic where 1,300 detainees, or whatever you want to call them, there was 1,300 people that were apprehended, and 643 of them, I think, were actual people that had records, and the others were just collateral. So that was her whole argument. She's like, so you're telling me that they're going in and they're going after these criminals, yet if it just so happens that somebody's husband, brother, whatever is there, you're going to take them too. And they did this cutaway on it, on this when you look at it on YouTube, they'll do a cutaway and this guy will have his 2 cents on the bottom. And I'm looking at that going, okay, I'm a Democrat And if you go someplace and you arrest a criminal that has charges, and you so happen to come across 4 other people that are illegally in our country, which is a crime, why would you not scoop them up? Because just the cost.
Well, I understand that the target may be someone with a record, but like you said, if you happen upon their friends, whoever they're with, that's also in the same situation. They just
Did you see the numbers of what
record
Biden deported in 4 years?
I didn't.
So Biden's numbers, so it goes maybe Obama 2.6, Trump is like maybe 1.7 during his 4 years, and then it goes because we had COVID, and he also had the Mexican government making sure that they weren't coming in. So that's why his numbers were low, because they weren't coming in at the pace that Biden did. But Biden deported 4 million people.
Here's some numbers.
So one of the things that really caught my eye was, they had the and I was
4.7, yeah, 4.7.
Yeah, I was watching Fox News, and when I was down in Colombia, I had two means of entertainment. I had Netflix, and then some guy that stayed at the hotel in front of me dumped a Fox News feed for me. So my only thing I had to, so I watched for a week. I watched Fox News, and like Laura Ingalls, it's like if she opens her mouth, it's a fucking lie, or some distortion of the truth. Hannity I can watch. Hannity's not that bad, and then the show that Tyrus is on, that Gefford or whatever his name is, Gufford, you know who he is? He's on the, yeah. I like him, and they had like last night I watched it. They had Dr. Drew on.
Gutfeld?
Yeah, Gutfeld. I'm sorry, Gutfeld. I fucked your name up, but I like that show, and Tyrus is good on that show. Tyrus doesn't just run his fucking mouth. I'm not a big fan of the cat girl. Like, she thinks she's super hot, and she's like, sitting there. She looks like a 14-year-old with a padded A-cup bra on, with her fucking, her bullshit fucking philosophies on life. I mean, shut the fuck up. Get off the show. You don't need to be on it. Let's just let it be fucking cigar time. So, but that's just me.
It's okay. Brian McCalla, who may be Ace Ramon, I see Ace Ramon in parentheses there, says, what do y'all think with all these folks making Hasbro-style figures? I thought this would be a cool idea. I mean, Chris Van Vliet has a figure. It's about time Sean had one. So he did a mock-up. There's Kev, there's you, and as the big rubber doll. And then I'd be next to you, I guess, with a clipboard, doing the, maybe this is a nod to the old kayfabe days. I look a little, it's funny, a little Bryan Cranston, and perhaps a little maybe Jay Silverheels, who played Tonto in the face there. But thank you, Ace.
I appreciate it. The last thing I need is another figure. Jesus. I got a garage. I got boxes. I'm hoping that anybody that's out there, I've got a signing with Kurt Angle. I think it's the 16th or the 18th of February in Cocoa Beach, which is a drive, so I can load these figures up in my car. I'm going to try to dump. I've got like 7 different boxes of different figures that, and I'm telling you right now, I ain't giving them away.
Who would think Nash would give anything away?
I'm looking at the eBay price of these things signed, and that's what they're going for. So it may be another fucking 20% because I might throw a tariff on there.
I was going to say the tariffs again.
Yeah, I got to hit you with a tariff, man. Cocoa Beach tariff.
Stephen Breach said Amy Winehouse, he sent a video, Amy Winehouse marking out for the WWE restaurant. So we were wondering if, in fact, she was a subscriber, and Dave Meltzer did confirm while we were on the air that someone with that name was a subscriber. But here's her in a car, in a cab. And we may need audio for this because she's talking about the...
Wow. The Rock's been there.
They wrestle in there?
Yeah, the wrestling restaurant. They get all the superstars in there, and then the superstars get drunk, and they buy people drinks, and they get people all rowdy, they get the crowds in.
Has China been there?
China's been there.
How do you feel about that?
Love you.
Wow.
So that was it. Big. She popped hard for the Times Square WWE
Jeez,
restaurant.
man. It's just like, I love it, man. Like, first off, it's just such a fucking shame to lose such a talent at 27 years old.
Of course.
You know, just, T was 26, and it's just, God, so fucking young. She was so talented.
So uniquely talented, too.
And just, I mean, she wasn't classically beautiful.
I think she was beautiful.
But she was a beauty. And it might have just been her soul.
I was just going to say, there's something evocative about her when she sang.
You
that
could
was
just,
attractive.
when she's like, it's just in that car when China was in there. It's just like, fuck, it's just.
Yeah, tragic.
Love her.
And you recommended the movie, too, right? I want to get that out
fuck
there,
it.
too.
Please, everybody that's a fan of Amy, watch that film because it's fucking excellent. Soundtrack is just, you forget how good that album of hers was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The P said, Kevin and Sean, who do you think will be in the Hall of Fame class 2025? Who should be but won't? Wish you guys would do 2 shows a week. I'm
gonna go out on a limb for 2025, and I really think that it's time that my fucking Kliq, my Kliq friend, one of my dearest friends on earth, somebody I consider a brother, Paul Levesque, known as Triple H, 14-time world champion. I think it's fucking time due that man goes into the Hall of Fame. I'm going out on a limb.
They'll never do it.
He'll never do it.
Hate to be a naysayer.
I know we've been trying to get him to do it, but I saw that on the internet. I was just like, number one, I was so fucking pissed off that Taker and Sean took basically. Well, you know what though? I will fucking, if I had to tag in somebody to be in the Kliq to come out with Sean and put a Kliq guy in, I think fucking takes a pretty good choice.
Well, you did have kind of the bench, right? You had a bit of a Kliq bench. I know PJ, somebody told me, maybe Waldman or you, someone said PJ was kind of like,
he wasn't like full in Kliq, but
no, not full. But
he definitely had Kliq protection.
Like ADT, did he have a little blue sign that he affixed to his chest, protected by Kliq?
No, you didn't fuck with him.
Who else could have been? Who else? Maybe that you rode with? You were like, yeah.
Wolfpack. Scott and I put Disco in, so Disco was honorary, and Pac, and then Scott put Rad in.
Louis?
Yeah, Spicoli.
Spicoli?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that I knew that.
He put him in as Scott used to always say, young boy.
Right.
So he put Louis in his. I remember one time we were driving, and we never fucking got liquor. So, but for some reason, I don't know if we.
Wait, who didn't drink liquor?
We didn't drink the Kliq.
You didn't drink?
We drank beer.
Oh, liquor. Okay, you mean the hard stuff. Okay, hard baba, the hard liquor. Yes. Not St. Pauli girl.
Somehow a bottle of Jack got in the car. I think it was a gift. because there's no way we just didn't stop at liquor stores. And we were we're crushing pills back then. So you don't want to fucking throw 8 ounces of liquor on a fucking Xanax. But one beer at a time, you could always kind of monitor your buzz a little bit.
You didn't have to do the shots of Jack in the bar with like
Oh
Yoko
yeah,
and
but
those
that
guys?
was you were in. You were at the Jetport. All you had to do is worst case scenario, have fucking Papa Shango fucking have Bear grab you by your ankles and drag you, or fucking Phineas or fucking Hog, like one of those big fucking cock-strung motherfuckers just grab you by like the boot hill and drag your ass in the elevator. But so I remember Scott was fucked up and he was in bases. He said, "Hey, Rad, what are you drinking? You drinking whiskey? You want to hand that forward?" Kid goes, "Ain't no radness, motherfucker. Ain't nobody handing you no whiskey." Pac just crushed him. You gotta get all fucking hot about it. Oh, yeah.
So you think we could fill a bench? Who would be there? So we'd put Louis. You could put we said Disco. We
Disco
said
and
PJ, right?
PJ.
Okay, there you go. That's the Kliq bench.
And then Taker, we would always try to get if he came up as a free agent. But I'm pretty sure that the dead man's got BSK in ink on his body.
Yeah, I was gonna say he kind of has his own team.
Yeah.
Right? Liam
ain't going
Evans,
nowhere.
so glad that I've signed up for KC Vault membership, the Kayfabe Commentaries Vault on YouTube. Absolutely loving the content. I've been binge watching all of Kevin Nash's so far. Can't wait to meet the big man in Augusta at ComCon. What was it? ComCon.
Yeah, I mean, somebody
ComCon
reached
Wales.
out. That's in August, I think I'm going to be in Wales.
Yeah. Get that.
Big Nash, as I was setting my book down, man. I'm just like, I'm putting my dates down. I'm like, all right, big man's out of depression, a little stem cell action, putting some dates together, living life.
Good. Get out there and meet Kev, everybody. You know, I met a guy in the airport. Did I tell this on the air? That when I was flying back from Atlanta.
The guy that gave you a hand job in the bathroom?
No. I made him obey. He was watching the show on his phone, and I was standing
you said
there
that last week. Yeah,
but he said he's met you a bunch of times. He said every time I meet Kevin, like he talks to me and like he asks me questions. He listens to my story. I said, yeah. I said he gets a rep, I guess, sometimes for being a pain in the ass, and he is. But if you are a paying customer and you want to spend some time and talk, he's always going to talk to you. He's always going to listen to you. So
not even you're a paying customer.
Over.
Thank you. I'd love, and I'm not going to say they're. I mean, I guess the term would be my fans, but the people that have stayed with me since '89, and that have been loyal to me, and I'm their guy or one of their guys. I mean, I'm honored, man. Like if it's not for that line of people in front of your table, I don't live this life, and I know that, and I appreciate every one of those people. It's just.
How about guys that approach you in, I don't know, Nashville and sit down at the table uninvited and start calling you Steve Nash?
That's always good, because a lot of people
or Rick Nash. Which was it? They either called you Steve Nash, the ball player, or Rick Nash, the hockey player.
It was Steve, and it's I always, like being a fucking, like my first love being basketball. It's like if you get tossed the Steve, like you'll let somebody call you Steve Nash, because I think he was a 2-time MVP. Like
He
Steve
was
Nash
much
could,
smaller than you, though.
I don't give a fuck. The dude could flat out ball. I mean, that was a seriously fucking sick white boy.
So always, Kev's always happy to talk to you. Get up there, take a picture with him. Make sure that you have used your MANDO that day, though, when you slide next to Kev and throw up the little wolf
that's
pack.
a shoot.
Please.
That is a shoot.
Use your MANDO when you go to Wales. You can get it in Wales, for God's sakes. We love MANDO. This is no bullshit. Kevin and I use the shit that we advertise.
I got it on right now.
I got it on right now, too. Every day.
Absolutely. And the thing was, I knew I was going to wear this this fleece because it's be cold down here, and I had to be so careful because I used the white stick.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not careful, but I shave my armpits, so I always put it on, and I take my hands and I rub it in, so I don't get
really get coverage then.
Yeah,
to make sure
and that way, and you don't get any anything on any of the clothing. So that's kind of a tip.
What do we love about MANDO? I don't even need copy. I'm not even going to look at the screen. I'm just going to tell you what I love about MANDO.
I just love the smell. I just fucking am fresh.
The smell, and
For
I
a
love
long time.
all the different forms that it comes in, right? You've got this spray with that multi-opposable top there. You can go right underneath, turn it upside down, and you're going to get a mist. It's a fine mist. You're not going to blast your asshole out. It's a nice fine mist to put anywhere you want. We're talking pits, balls, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, feet, anywhere you need it. It's created by a doctor who saw firsthand how BO was being misdiagnosed.
That's the one I got on right now.
And mistreated. Me too. I have the orange top I'm rocking right now.
I got it on.
Little Clover Woods.
Nicely played, Mr. Oliver. Same with me.
Baking soda free, paraben free, and the scents that we're talking about, Clover Woods, like we're talking about right there up on the screen, Mount Fuji Pro Sport, bourbon leather's another big. I'm a big fan of the bourbon leather. They have the sticks, they have the spray deodorant, there are wipes. It is clinically proven to control odor better than just with a shower and soap alone. Okay, it is so long-lasting. You've got to experience this to understand what we're talking about, for Christ's sake. And if you want to try America's #1 whole-body deodorant formula right now, they're in stores. I run into MANDO everywhere, for God's sakes. You can find them in Walmart, Target, and other retailers across the country. For the best deals right now, their website will tell you all about them. Go to shopmando.com. And the starter pack, which is perfect for new customers, comes with the solid stick, a cream tube, and 2 free products of your choice. You can get like a mini body wash or some of the wipes. The deodorant wipes are great. Kevin puts them in his sneakers in the summer. And you're going to get free shipping too. As a special offer for listeners, new customers are going to get $5 off the starter pack. With this exclusive code, that equates to about 40% off your starter pack, guys. Use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at checkout. Go to shopmando.com, shopmando.com. Use the code KLIQ. And show the support for the show that sent ya. Smell fresher, stay drier, boost your confidence from head to toe with the MANDO. Love me the MANDO. If you want to be part of the live audience here, like our friends Ace Ramon and Britt and all the people that gather every week and have active chats while we're talking and sit on the pre-show, get your questions answered, get taught to obey, perhaps, you can go to kliqthistv.com and sign up for the 11 Soft Club.
I didn't want to look like I was uninterested, but I just got a text message from Adam saying, down here all good, had such a great time hanging out, love you guys. So my boy's safe and down in Port St. Lucie, and
I just assume when you're looking down, you're applying the tallow to your rod.
Actually, I was putting some MANDO on my taint.
Works too.
2 weeks in a row, I got taint in.
Right. You have another one you have to work in twice. We're working on. And this would be a fine time for it.
Tainted love.
Every year, Pornhub puts out their year in review. I didn't even know about this. I have a friend, Vin. Vinny's like, he said the most telling statistics you can get about this country or by looking at Pornhub's aggregated data for their year in review. So here's some 2024 statistics. This is true. This is actually, so here's a map. I guess the grayed out states you can't get Pornhub or no one goes on. So if we zoom in here by state, let's just browse the country. These were the top search terms for each of these states. Steve, zoom in for me, Baba. I'm going to need there.
What
So
do we have?
we'll just work our way. Let's start up in the Northeast. Maine was Harry Bush. Is this entire segment going to just get us wiped off of YouTube, perhaps? Harry Bush in Maine. Like, is there an abundance of that, maybe? Or a lack of it?
I think
there?
it's
What do you
just
think
the
they're searching?
combination of the Harry Bush / beaver population.
Right, that's true. The beavers. New Hampshire, enema. Vermont, tattoo. Massachusetts, face sitting. Rhode Island, wedding. Classy crew coming out of Rhode Island. Connecticut, queef. New York. What would you think for New York? Turkish, the number one search term for the state. District of Columbia, riding. New Jersey, Iranian, Baba. Delaware, mature. A lot
That's
of retirees
me.
heading down there.
When I always, if you're gonna search on Pornhub and you start with mature, the chances of you being looped in some kind of a child pornography deal is very, very limited.
That's true. You've
throwing
probably
this-
eliminated the odds altogether.
Throwing it out there.
Now, the Southeast is interesting. I'm specifically going to talk about Tennessee, South Carolina, and Louisiana. All kind of similar in the, and even West Virginia. So when we go below, Mason-Dixon line here, we're going to drop below Maryland and Delaware. West Virginia was fat woman. Tennessee, chubby MILF. South Carolina, wife BBW. And then Louisiana, ebony BBW. Georgia was ebony homemade. And
Free
Florida,
state of Florida came up with
Cubana. Wonder why in Florida.
I'm moving
Is
to
anything
Colo-
shocking you here? Let's move west a little bit.
I mean, I think I
How
might,
about your state? Where's the mitten?
Amateur wife.
Amateur wife.
That's, I mean,
That's a very normal search, I think.
With so many automobile jobs being lost, I mean, amateur wife, that's way to, like, somebody's got to buy the eggs,
Wisconsin was P. Missouri, grandma, the number one searched term in 2024.
Staying the fuck out of that state.
Now, the difference between North Dakota and South Dakota, also a little fascinating, Kevin. I would throw the Dakotas all together. Isn't Eric up there somewhere?
No, Eric's homegrown.
He's in Wyoming, so he's searching for homegrown. All right. So North
While
Dakota.
he goes but if he goes too fucking far south in his truck, next thing you know, he's getting a foot job.
In Colorado, the number one search term was foot job.
Yeah.
But North Dakota, lesbian strap-on. South Dakota, hot babes.
Yeah, that's.
They were
I
very
mean,
specific in North Dakota.
But I mean, look at Washington and Oregon, which you kind of would think would have the. You got one that's got milking, and the other's the furries.
Furry, yeah. Washington being milking, and
Of course,
Oregon being
of course. I
furry.
mean, California. I mean, I couldn't have. I mean, of course, it's friends' moms.
Friend's mom, exactly. Now, Nevada, I was extremely disappointed in. Vegas was their number one search term on Pornhub. They wanted Vegas action, I guess, or why didn't they type that Vegas action?
Maybe they
just
wanted.
searched Vegas.
Maybe they wanted to watch Robert Urich fuck.
That's true. Great show. Now scroll down. I think Alaska was a funny one too, from what I remember there. Yeah, Alaska was anal dildo, if anyone's interested.
I'm not.
And you're going to obey, bitch. So now, all right, so that's the geographic breakdown of what was searched. Let's go to age ranges and generational search terms. Number one search terms by generation. Maestro, please. So I think I'm Generation X, I guess. My age.
I'm the last of the boomers.
So so boomers. Go down to Kevin first. We'll work our way back. Kevin, your generation's most popular search term was strap-on at 36%.
Yeah, because half of my crew can't get it up anymore. So
they're just taking it.
Yeah, again, they don't know Blue Chew, so.
Coming in a close second and third was gangbang and double penetration. I'd like to point out.
Of course.
Now, one generation below you, which is under 50, so 35 to 54. That's me, I guess. Is Gen X. See, we're too much the techies. The number one was compilation. We wanted compilation edit videos.
Yeah, compilation, deep throat compilation, cream pie. It's just.
And I guess role play and feet were the second and third for my.
We at one point we did a show on feet.
We did cover feet pretty extensively.
Yeah, so that I think now that I see that that's your generation's number 3, I think you might have stirred us there.
I think so, and based on the numbers we saw on our listenership, we have a pretty strong 35 to 54. I think it's our number one. Now let's go a little lower below me. Now this is the Gen Y, which is 25 to 34. FMM, so female, male, male action. And then tattooed women and parody. This is where it starts when you decline in age. This is where it starts to get really disconnected from mine and Kevin's generation.
Just the fact that almost at the end of it, it's brunette.
At 24, yeah. 24%.
Brunette.
Romantic is in the middle there. Popular with women.
Which I think it also speaks volumes of the fact that probably Gen Y probably has a lot more females.
Searching, right? Yeah, I think it's become a little more accepted. And then you go to the youngest category we have here, which is Gen Z, 18 to 24. Now, this is where it's off the goddamn rails, straight all the way down. I'm going to read all 10, or however the hell many. Vertical video, 392% search term. Vertical video. What does this mean? Is it literally the orientation of the camera? Steve, you're young. Is that they were so specific that they wanted anything they were watching to be the phone vertically and not held horizontally. This way. Vertical, horizontal. This is unbelievable to me.
So the Gen Z is actually looking more, not so much for content, but production value.
Absolutely. They're very high in production value. To watch their number 2 hentai videos. Gaming, number 3. Cosplay, 4. Virtual reality. This isn't even a porn site anymore, you realize. This could be number 1 search terms on Google. Virtual reality, then cartoon, then music. They wanted specificity on the music for their scenes.
I think you can't get off unless you got the Smiths playing. I don't know.
Oh, but this is unbelievable to me. Cartoon,
maybe just some
hentai.
Maybe just some house music. It's just.
Thank God I'm not 18 to 25. I would have no game in a club. I wouldn't be dressed like a furry.
They don't go to clubs.
Wherever
remember our whole London thing where those blocks?
Yes, that's right.
Nobody goes to clubs anymore. Yeah, it's
right. And then the last one is SFW, which is of course safe for work. They wanted porn that was safe to have running at work on their computer while they sat.
As long as it was vertical.
Right, exactly. This is incredible. And Wes, I'm with you that they want vertical video porn, and they cannot appreciate the proper 1:8:5 aspect ratio, proper letterboxing. How is everything needs to be shot these days? Good God. You know, and this is a fine time to tell everyone that segment was sponsored by Blue Chew, Kevin. You did bring it up. And for anyone that doesn't know, this permeates all age ranges, by the way. Blue Chew.
Yeah, because I think that the bottom line is you're watching porn because you're going for the finish. So you might as well date yourself, take a Blue Chew, look down, say, take a load of that. Mm-hmm. Obey me. Boom.
Grab the tallow, grease up.
Yep.
And
work
your biceps.
And have the wet towel waiting.
That's right. That's how you use a towel,
That's
son.
how you use a fucking towel.
Blue Chew's putting their money where their mouth is. They're offering you a month free. What the hell is it? You know what it is. You've been listening to this show for 135 episodes this week. It's the original brand offering chewable tablets, erection-enhancing tablets, helping men of all ages achieve stronger, harder, longer-lasting erections. Made in the USA, shipped in discreet packaging to your door, and the process is the glorious thing about this. You're just going to go to bluechew.com, consult with a licensed medical provider over the computer. Once you're approved, you get your prescription within days. Anytime, day or night, pop one. You're planned ahead, ready to go to pop one when you need to. Best part, everything done online, like I said. No visits to the doctor's office. No awkward conversations. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. You could be missing out on the best sex of your life. I'm just letting you know that. You and your partner. Okay? There is nothing sexier than confidence, and you will be riding high with Blue Chew. Make life easier by getting harder. Discover your options at bluechew.com. Special deal for listeners of this show. Get your first month free. Go to bluechew.com for more details, important safety information. Just pay $5 for shipping. bluechew.com. Let them know we sent you. And thank you, Blue Chew, for continuing to sponsor this. Kevin, I think they were our first advertiser. They are on board through the entirety of
they're the best.
2025. I saw they are riding the Kliq This wave through December this year. We love Blue Chew. One of the many, many products that we can endorse because we love it, use it, and it works, for God's sakes. Kevin, on a less jocular note, there was an awful air catastrophe this week when an Army helicopter collided.
Black Hawk
collided with a passenger plane. No survivors. Over Washington.
I think it was a Canadian regional that they hit. I think it was an American Airlines Canadian regional.
What's the number? 67 right now, I thought I saw.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I saw that there was some figure skaters that were on that
Yeah,
flight.
they were like award-winning figure skaters.
Yeah. They said that one of the people that unfortunately perished, it just like finished a triple axel, like, and then got on the plane. It just.
Yeah, I saw some video of them before they boarded the flight.
So, just because we're talking about it, there was another plane crash in Philly.
Yeah.
And
just today, just before we went on.
So my wife sent me a text, and it was in fact a Lear jet. It was a Lear 55, and it was a medical plane.
Meaning that it was transporting someone who was ill?
Yeah.
Brother.
She just said it was a medical plane, so so.
Wow.
So it's time to, I guess we're going to fire all the FAA people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to give play to the stupidity that came out of the White House.
No.
You can always count on this White House for the most stupid, knee-jerk, shock value bullshit, ready to offend anyone. I do want to call out one thing, and I'm not going to blame the White House for this because it wasn't the White House, but it was certainly like-minded people, given the vilification of anyone who has a sexuality or gender, unlike those who are in power. So this trans woman, unfortunately, who was a soldier, I don't know how it snowballed, but her name actually became one of the most searched hashtags on X, with plenty of disgusting commentary. They said that the helicopter, it must have crashed because it was being piloted by Joe Ellis, who was a trans pilot for the military. This woman is alive and was not the pilot. I don't know how it began, but she had to take to social media. And, of course, her reply gets completely drowned out.
Of course.
By the uprising against her. And she kind of had to say, proof of life here, this is me today. I was not in this. But
yeah. And I'm sure she said proof of life, and they said, yeah, prove it. I just did. No, it's just not good enough.
But the instinctive thing you got from the White House was this crash was because of DEI with no evidence. FAA, nobody had any evidence of what happened.
Yeah, it was probably one of those DEI
Tuskegee
airmen, yeah,
or a descendant of.
Yeah, in the Black Hawk. And the only reason they were flying the Black Hawk was because they saw the video that was reinstated, giving the history of this Tuskegee Airmen. So easy for me to say.
I just want to say quickly, I don't think that precluding people on the basis of race is correct. I do have issues with the DEI movement as it's gone out of control.
It's gone out of control, but, you know, I'm just fucking tired. It's, you know, there's so many people down here right now, and they're really enjoying the beach, and everybody's got a smile on their face, and it's really a good time. And I think that I was talking to my wife, and I said, you know, Tam, she said, what do you think? Is there something in town this weekend? I said, yeah. I said, it's Americans that are finally over this bullshit election, and we're all moving forward, and we really are. I don't have a dog in the fight anymore. So like, my shit's over. You know, I'm not walking around with my Harris hat on. Though it is fucking sweet and camouflage. But I'm also, I'm not a part of the fucking Reich, you know? But can we just maybe just tone back the fucking absolute ignorant hatred? Just to fucking just like, why would we have to be so hateful about everything?
Well, no, it's coming back because you have the day of a crash saying it's probably because of DEI.
Yeah, just hatred.
Yeah, the knee-jerk, no evidence, nothing, and I don't know. I don't think jobs should be given or precluded from anyone on the basis of race, and that's got to work both ways. We learned a long time it doesn't work the one way, so it's got to work the other. You know what? If Harvard has a lot of Asian kids that applied and they had the best scores, they fucking go in. Okay, enough of the bullshit. However, the knee-jerk blaming on this is what gives implicit permission for everyone in the country now.
If you just let those that qualify, and all of our higher education becomes Asians, who's gonna protest pro-Hamas? On those campuses.
On the campuses, we need to have them represented on campuses.
So it's, you know, it's that the pro-Hamas white kids, you know.
God, please, DEI, never attack, never turn your sights on the NBA. I do not want a court full of white men. It's okay that it is disproportionate. if that entire damn team is talented black men in the NBA, let them be.
Ain't nobody paying a bunch of scrub white boys that kind of cash.
No. I will be happy to watch and participate. If they earn the spot on that team, I don't care what they look like. Let's let it be an entertaining game. Please don't make them put half the team white guys. But look what would happen to boxing. Jesus Christ.
Could you imagine if LeBron was a white ginger?
No.
That's what,
or a black ginger. Remember Dennis Johnson? Was there an uglier man? I mean, I was a Celtics fan. But then the freckles didn't help either.
That motherfucker. I remember him with the Sonics. And that dude would D you up, I mean, 130 feet. The court's 94. I'm picking you up in the locker room.
He would run right. He'd stay with you the whole way down.
Oh, man.
DJ was great. I love DJ.
You never
wouldn't want to look like him.
You never saw him cross his feet. He moved in those 6 to 8 inch. He was just, man, he was working. And he was a big fucker.
He was big around, too.
No. You're thinking of Charles Dudley.
No. I'm thinking of Dennis.
Dennis was maybe the last one.
DJ was, but he was playing point, right?
He played, but he played 2. But he would play anywhere. He would play 3. Like they put him on Jordan. Like he was just. I think probably the best defensive guy that was able to handle Jordan was probably Dumars. Like Dumars from the Pistons kind of had Jordan's number. They could.
Cooper was a great defensive player too, right? Michael Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper was Cooper, but Cooper was a little frail. He could be. And especially in that era, he could get back down.
You're right. He was skinny.
But Coop always had Kareem behind him. So if you got by him, then you got to get by the big fella.
Correct.
So,
Kev, Florida man, Jersey guy. For anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, 2 real headlines: 1 Florida man, 1 a Jersey guy. Kevin will use his unique powers to tell us which is which, and you can play at home. All right, first headline. President of Little League accused of stealing over $47,000 in funds. And
I'm just saying before you even say the second one, that sounds so Jersey. Go ahead.
Bother reading the second one or what?
That's so Jersey.
Man with ankle monitor tells deputies he can't go to jail because he has a curfew.
Yeah, I rest my case.
Yes, nothing changed after the second headline, I guess. Yeah, absolutely correct. New Jersey was the Little League. Let's look at where do we go for this one? I think Vineland or something. Jose Ramos of Vineland was the acting president of the South Vineland Little League during the years 2018 and 2024 when he stole $47,647 from the organization and was apprehended and accused with the theft. And then for the next headline, let's head down to, I always like to find out what part of Florida this gem is from. Polk County.
Okay. Not too far away.
What is the Winter Haven is the city.
In my hurricane zone.
He was on probation, back behind bars. He interfered with a car crash, but he protested being taken because he was already wearing the ankle monitor, and he said, you can't do that. You can't take me anywhere because of my curfew. I don't think that worked with the responding officers.
So one is a maniacal theft of young
kids' baseball money,
and then the other one's just an idiot.
Just an idiot, right? A thief and a moron.
Yeah, and you figure out that doesn't take that much.
Let's write a buddy show. Let's put them two together and send them out on the road, and just see what hijinks.
We'll send them to North Dakota because that was kind of wasn't like the strap on or something.
Lesbian strap-ons.
Lesbian strap-on in Norton and Fargo.
Oh, we're getting a little giddy. If you can't tell, this is the high spot of the show, brought to you by our friends Mickey Ray
Boom.
Sinatra and Courtney of Get Blitz Lit. They are blowing up, guys. The new website launch is coming. If it's not already done, you're going to see the Kliq This, Get Blitzed drink on there. But don't forget that nano-infused Delta 9 THC sipping syrup is what got them where they got to be and what'll get you where you got to be. It's THC on steroids, guys. It's a syrup. It's a flavored syrup. You just put a teaspoon. You don't need more than that, just a teaspoon or less in a beverage like a tea, a soda, a white soda. And fast onset, nano-infused, means it goes right to your bloodstream. So 5 to 15 minutes, bypassing the breakdown in the liver. And it's what you get, man. It's the real THC Delta 9, the THC you get from marijuana. If you're in Maryland, you can visit a Stay Lit smoke shop. But for the rest of us, it's legal to ship right from the Get Blitzed website to almost all 50 states without a med card, as long as you're over 21. Unless your state has a very heavy search for anal dildo, then like Alaska. I don't know if they're in Alaska. I'm being jocular. But find out. Go to get-blitzed.com and find out if they can bring you the loveliness that they bring me and Kevin. That's get-blitzed, BLITZED.com. And try that Delta 9 THC sip and syrup, and you're going to save 15% when you use the promo code KLIQ. And you're going to get to sample some of the pre-sale limited edition label Kliq This THC Lit Aid drinks. If you get 2 bottles or more, you get one of the limited edition. If you spend over $200 on the sip and syrup, you get both cans. You get Kev's flavor, which is key lime, and mine, which is blue raz. Be sure to specify if you're only getting the one can in the notes. If you want the key lime or the blue raz, go to get-blitzed.com.
So my buddy John Shadburn, that's I have been promising him that I was going to bring him some cans, and John is the son of my doc, and my doctor is Dr. Woodard. He's the man. Doc Woodard is. I've been with Doc now. Got I don't know, at least 20. I would think that 20. Might be 30 years I've been with Doc. And Doc's one of those doctors, like he stays very current. We're both Cadillac guys, and we're both rebuilding our Cadillacs. I'm gonna have mine in about 2 more weeks. He's got his bumpers are being put on, and now when he gets the bumpers put on, he's not gonna be able to shut the garage door, so he doesn't know what the fuck he's gonna do. But so John had smarted me up that he went to Total Wine and had bought a drinkable THC cannabis type seltzer, and he was like, I said, did you get anything out of it? He's like, eh. So finally, I went and got my blood work done on. I stopped by Tuesday to. Because I had to get the sheet to get my blood work done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just sat and Doc ran through everything, made sure my scripts were in order and anything was going on. And I've lost almost 20 pounds since this shoulder operation. So, we talked about it. He talked about how my shoulder was going and everything else. But John told me that, so I brought him the one of yours and one of mine.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that night he tried the key lime because he knew that was mine, and he said, "I just tried it," and I said, "Well," he goes, "Nothing yet," and he said about 45 minutes later he texts me back. He goes, "I've got a little something going here." I said, "Where are we at?" And he goes, 6 out of 10. And he got nothing from the other product.
Wow. That's
nothing.
A testament. Stay lit. Mickey, you hear that?
Nothing out of the other product. And he said the other product was pretty high dollar.
Wow. Beautiful. Good to hear.
And he said, he had yours last night. He drank yours last night. He said, both flavors are good.
Yeah. I love him.
Yeah,
I love him.
So, but he was the one. He was my buddy that got online because he wanted to get some more and he couldn't buy. Because there's a hold until the new design comes out.
Yeah, I had someone ask me. I might have mentioned it on the show. I had a vet who had a little PTSD he dealt with, and he said, "You know what? This was just the right amount of relaxation,
Right,
to get me through the night." And they're desperate for this, and it's coming. It's
Mickey's got that shit dialed in, man.
Yeah, man, sure does. All right, back with Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast, and we were just talking about a little get blitzed, and you know what? You might want a little snack after you give yourself the tingles. And what better than a nice bowl of cereal? Jesus, who was a kid didn't love all the great
grass-fed,
cereals?
little grass-fed skim.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. The grass-fed skim, not the cocoa I'm gonna get from Magic Spoon, but put a little of that grass-fed skim in with Magic Spoon. My God, finally, you're giving me permission to have cereal because it's healthier for you. Magic Spoon is a nostalgically delicious cereal. It tastes just like my childhood favorites, but without the sugar and a ton of protein. If you're already a Magic Spoon fan and you get the cereals, then you're going to love, or maybe you already love, the crunchy cereal bars. Those brand new treats are so delicious. They've already become one of my favorites. I know people that take them to the gym. They just throw them in the bag because it's got protein. So the cereal, every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs. So you can feel good about what you're eating. Most popular flavors for the cereal, the best sellers right now, are the fruity and the cocoa. But there are many, many more, and more all the time. The treats, brand new treats, crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. For the first time ever, they're available in grocery stores now with delicious flavors like marshmallow, chocolatey peanut butter. I'm a big fan of the peanut butter bar, Kev.
Peanut butter's good.
And we're going to get you $5 off your next order if you go to magicspoon.com/Kliq to place your order. You can go to Amazon or your nearest grocery store. But if you go to the website and you used our code KLIQ, magicspoon.com/Kliq, Kliq, you'll get your $5 off Magic Spoon. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for coming aboard. And Ask Nash.
Steve made reference to the fact that there's Costco has their own, chocolate brownie.
An exclusive flavor.
Yeah, Costco.
Go grab that Magic Spoon, guys. You're doing something good for yourself when you have that Magic Spoon cereal. And it's fun. It's a very throwback vibe to be getting those flavors from your childhood, but know that you're getting the protein without the sugar.
You can sit there and read the box while you eat it.
How many boxes did you read? Nobody does it now because of the cell phone. Everyone's swiping the phone. But I knew every square inch of the post cereal boxes, or what was the Kellogg or whatever. All right, hashtag Ask Nash is how I want you to do this, guys. Go on the socials, do hashtag Ask Nash, ask your questions, or just join the Kliq This TV 11 Soft Club, and you can ask your questions here. Like Sean G, who said, ask Nash if he knows he has actually become Oz in his old age. You are kind of hidden behind the wall in your daily life, aren't you?
I mean, I used to spray that gray shit in my hair, and now that's.
You are known. You're projected through.
There's a reason why they say life imitates art.
Correct. Preston Fabry, what was the most memorable comedy show you saw with Tristan? It says saw in person with Tristan. Did you guys go to stand-up shows?
Scavenge was good. I think we spent more time because I'm not a big go out in public person, because I get fucked with.
Right.
But we would sit. I just watched Jesselneck. We were talking about that a couple weeks ago, like, he turned me on to so many different ones, but his, we would just sit and watch for, you know, he really liked Bill Burr, and I love Bill Burr, and then I like Jesselneck, and but Norm was Tease.
Yeah.
It was his go-to.
For the listeners and viewers out there, Kev, myself, and the crew, we still send each other Norm Macdonald memes constantly because they survive time. See, up here in my area, we had a lot of comedy clubs, New York and Jersey. So I was able to go to small clubs and see guys. Like when I was in high school, me and my friends would tie one on and we go to the comedy clubs. And in small clubs, I saw Seinfeld. I saw Dom Irera. I don't know if you remember Dom Irera. Who else did I see? Belzer. You remember Belzer when he used to do stand up? So I got
Is that the one that Hogan?
Yes, dropped on his head. Yeah. Choked him out. Stephen Breach. Kev, do you have any bad stories about studio radio interviews? Were they a waste of time because you knew the hosts had no clue about wrestling and were just not paying attention, like Wayne's World or Almost Famous? Did you guys have to do a lot in studios?
I have the complete opposite story. I went to Cleveland, and there's a radio station, and it's like the rock and roll radio station, and I think it was a Friday, and we were doing like the drive home or whatever, and there's a girl, I can't remember now, and I feel bad, but they took me in like I was theirs, and instead of doing like the 15 minutes we were supposed to do, I think I stayed the whole 4 hours. I mean, it was such a ball because it was kind of the precursor to this. You just kind of, but you're breaking, you're playing tunes in between. But the great thing when you play tunes in between is you can set your next bit up.
Right.
So like we're just riffing. Like this is to me like, we just like we talked about this last week, and I think you were the one that said like, yeah, we were just kind of jazz riffing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of doing this is we really don't have anything planned. Like that porn thing was planned for like 2 weeks ago or whenever we got the information.
I didn't even bring it up last week because it wasn't the song we were playing.
Yeah, and we can't get to, you can't get to everything, and there's always something current, and so I don't know. I hope everybody's enjoying the show. We put the comments back on. And I read almost all the comments this week. There was one that I didn't particularly care for, that I thought was just mean-spirited. But if there's something that you guys want us to do, or if you have constructive criticism that's not from an asshole standpoint, I'll be more than happy to take it. But we really want the Kliq This family that comes in early and listens to us. I mean, I was telling my wife about that, and she's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, we don't have to. I think that's one of the things that really helps us is we're not like just dry. It's not a dry shot. There's still I want to entertain the people that come in early, and I also want to entertain them in that first maybe half hour, whatever, while we're trying to figure out, where we're going to take our first step. And I read, like 90% of everything I read was very nice. And a lot of people point out to the fact that, yes, I did wake up and there was a cocoon next to my bed and I have been body snatched. But just thanks. Thank you. And we made a comment about people saying shit about tea, and there were 2 or 3 people that just said, one guy said, I remember it pretty much his quote verbatim. It's just like, there's a special place in hell for motherfuckers like that.
I saw
You know?
that. Yeah.
And I was just like, see, man, like, every time I think that there's no hope for people,
There it is.
yeah, there's no hope, and you do something like that, and it was like that the time when my son passed, and I saw, like somebody made a statement like, oh yeah, when his kid died, he fucking asked for fucking subscribers, and I'm thinking, man, I'm trying at that point in my life not to fucking just call it a day. And I know how much T wanted that plaque. And as as a father, when you take your son's ashes in an urn and you put them on a shelf underneath your television and you look at them every night and you're just like, ugh. And then you realize, like, oh, man, he wanted that so bad. And then you ask the people, and you go out to dinner. You say, man, it'd be great if you guys could join in. And we went from like 60,000 to 120,000 in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
he's not lying. I mean, it was a YouTube gives you the plaque. For anyone who doesn't know how this works, you can buy additional. And the one you see behind me, and Kevin has one, and Steve has one. I bought these for the rest. The one that we got from YouTube was Tristan's and was sent to Kevin. I went and bought the others because everybody worked so hard on the show.
And you have to understand, like, there's nothing on an urn that says who's in there. But because that plaque sits next to T's urn, it's that people make the correlation that, oh, is that Tristan's urn? Because they read the fucking YouTube plaque and it's like, there's Tristan Nash. So if that doesn't make your heart warm, and if you find something that I'm some kind of a piece of shit because I used my son, no, I used that plaque to put a Band-Aid on my heart for an hour or two during that really, really rough time. And it's like, it was like Clooney on the wheel on The Perfect Storm, and they go up over, they're going up over that first, and the boat's like straight up. So that was where we are, where we were at that point when I asked the people, and they responded with nothing but love. So, but I'm telling you right now, Adam came down. Adam spent a lot of time with Tristan. Tristan was at Adam's wedding, and we spent a week together in Florence, Italy, and we just sat around for 3 days, Tamara, Adam, and myself, and we rehashed. And Tamara and Tristan came down during the shooting of XXL, and we went out with Adam, and we had Thai food, and we ate meals, and so it was like, yes, it was beautiful to relive it, yes, but at the same time, man, you're still peeling that scab back, and all of a sudden, Adam pulls out tonight, and it's 5 o'clock, and he's pulling out in his rental car to go to Port St. Lucie, and Tamara and I look at each other, and it's just like there's this horrific loss that you can just feel, because all we did was just energize and talk about tea and talk about the good things. And then Adam picked up his Martin, and he knew that T always played, oh, I wish you were here. And, so he picked up T's Martin, and he can play. And he played like Blackbird. He played a couple of songs. It was just so fucking nice to listen to that Martin that T's got. spitting some music through that house. It's been so long. And then here I am, right now, and it's just like, oh, wow. What's that up ahead? Oh, it's that fucking wave again. And it ain't ever fucking going away, man.
No. There's the ebb and the flow, right? You just you find your moments in between the two.
And it was a beautiful thing for 3 days, man. But like when he left, man, and it's also that it put that third person in the house, and we always had that dynamic. Yeah. So when he left, it was just like, and he felt T, man. Like he was so in tune, because he is, man. He's such a fucking just beautiful fucking human being, and yeah. So it was about the best 3 days I've had since T passed.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, thank you.
Folks from the audience, who's here that would like to talk with Kev? Part of our 11 Soft Club. What do we got in the audience? Ivan Garcia. Hi, Ivan. Curious question. Do you guys get media credentials for WWE press conferences?
Why we don't show? We would never show up.
No one's going. Dom, I think Dom goes.
Dom goes. I think
Steve goes. Steve and Dom.
Yeah, Steve and Dom go.
So they do. They do cover it. So if ever you want,
the two old fuckers are just trying to get fucking 5 hours of sleep.
That's it. Nice doing this on a Friday. I'm not so worried about.
Well, it opens your whole weekend, and I don't.
Slamming the door.
Yeah, it's not as bad. You're gonna go downstairs and probably have an old fashioned, not smoked, but nonetheless.
I got 350 pages from the publisher of Edits last night for the book coming out in September. My delivery date for the Insane Clown Posse book is May 31st, and because I'm a nut, I took another book project that I actually started writing, so I'm doing 3 books at once.
You know what? It's like if that was being ass raped at this point, I'd say obviously you like it.
I like it. I mean, I do. I'm an addict. I'm a creativity addict.
Yeah, so man, it makes you who you are.
Who else in the house? What do we got? Don Dugan, thinking of trying TRT. What are your thoughts on Cypionate? Say it, because I can't.
Cypionate.
Cypionate.
Don't know how old you are. I've tried ananthate, propionate, and cypionate. Cypionate, I find, is the closest to your actual God-given testosterone. The ananthate, which is a longer lasting ester. They say that you don't feel the peaks and everything else. I've seen a lot of people. I don't like needles, man. And I mean, just
for everyone else, what is this? This is a testosterone. What is this?
Yeah, it's testosterone. It's testosterone replacement therapy. It's funny because when I did this when I was 46, it was HRT. It was hormonal replacement therapy. And there's a lot of people. I promise you one thing. If your doctor tells you to take 200 milligrams, don't take 220. Don't take 250. Like, you're not going to the Olympia. Don't fuck your body up. Just take what you're supposed to take so you feel better. And there are a lot of guys that split that shot up into a half a cc on Tuesday and a half a cc on Friday, and that way but me, I ain't taking 2 jabs for shit. My wife fucking hits me Sunday night in my fucking left cheek, because all these years I've been ramming it, when I was. I've never fucking abused it. I've never really considered myself a steroid user. Only really, I would say, when I was 27, 28, and 29. And then when I was 30, Halfway through that is when WCW gave the bonuses to be clean, and you look at Master Blaster, then you look at Oz, then you look at Benny Vegas, and you can just see the progression of me just not taking testosterone. And then, everybody knows the story. One of the reasons Diesel got the push is I was 315, 317 pounds clean. And when I got out of, and when I went to WCW, you look at a lot of those pictures, and I got a beer gut because I'm just fucking pounding beers, man. I'm not on tests. I'm still working out. I'm still a big guy, but when by the time we got to where Hulk turned heel, I got a gut on me from fucking pounding beers. I'm fucking rich and sassy. So,
Who else would like to talk to Kev in the house? Some of our members. Ace Ramon. Does the Monday Night War toy line that Mattel's doing feel empty without Sting?
I don't know who's in it. I mean, I'm just not. I'm not really. I mean, I'm sure Matt and those guys could handle that question. If it's a Monday Night War toy line and Sting's not in it, absolutely, because he was so pivotal, and I mean, he was one of he was a star for so many years. He was WCW, and that's why when he took off the paint and became the Crow, and when WCW questioned him and storyline wise, and he turned his back on WCW, that was the beauty of that story. His character was that strong.
Very good. Let's get another one or two from the house here. Ace again. The wife and I are singing karaoke tonight. Any suggestions? Might be a post-show question. All right, pick a song for him. What's a good karaoke song? I know you're fond of Harry Chapin. Maybe something soul. A little Luther, maybe. What do we got?
Let me think here. I'm gonna go with if it's you and your wife. I'm thinking maybe some Maroon 5. Do 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 do.
I'm trying to think of a cut. What was the? He was hoping for that. Look at this. He was predicting you'd say.
You know.
All right, send us a video of that for next week. All right, someone wrap us up here. Who do we got? Who's bringing it home? Who's doing the run-in? Jamie Joshua. Which wrestling rapper from the early mid-'90s did you like the most? Oscar, CJ Ice, Wolfie D, or PN News? Which one was Jamie Dundee? Was he He was Cruz, right?
Can I respectfully say none of them? Dude, I've been listening to rap since that shit.
And wrestling never brought it home authentically, huh? Unlike all the authentic hockey players and baseball players they put in the ring, like I would
pick Cena over any of those guys.
Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast T, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics and Wet Towel by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence, Wet Towel, and audio edit by Wesley Burleson. Theme song and Obedience by Dale Oliver, technical research by Tristan Nash, copyright 2025, Butch and Sundance Media. Kevin, do you want to do another?
Well, I was going to say if you bring it down, but you already fucked my whole end up, so it's like, let me think if I want to do another one. Yeah.
I'll obey.
escalate. You've come to love me, but now I'm frozen in dead flesh. Oh, Sophie, I knew all along was a trick, but the customer service never answers the thing. Let us free to breathe in air we're supposed to breathe. Through twists and turns, you've come to love me. Now I'm cold, I'm frozen. Baby, we're broken, and the customer service never answers a thing. Yeah, the customer service never answers a thing. Yeah, the customer service never